Welcome to Bay's Bakery! Today we're going to be making rainbow cake. Ingredients are vegetable shortening, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, 2 sticks of unsalted butter, 2 1/3 cups of sugar, 5 large egg whites, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla, 1 1/2 cups of milk, and red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple gel food color.
Emily, isn't it so amazing how each component of the cake does so much for the cake?
Yeah, I know. Did you know that flour contains the starch, protein, and gluten? And the gluten is important because it's very thick and it's elastic, and while you bake it, it makes it the cake a very light and airy texture. So
I didn't know that, but did you know that sugar gives pastries their addictive sweetness, but it also helps keep them moist?
I didn't know that.
I also know that baking powder reacts with acids to produce carbon dioxide, which in turn puffs the batter. It's really cool.
Yeah, and the egg whites work as a leavening agent, and when they're heated, the proteins in the eggs uncoil, and they basically make the cake rise.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, milk helps keep baked goods moist. Milk contains the sugar lactose, while bonds with flour proteins and hinders gluten formation.
Yeah, well, the salt has charged amino acids in the flour, and they're going to interact with the ions of the salt, and that helps line up the gluten fibers, which also helps rise even more.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's so much chemistry in cooking. I love it.
Preheat the oven to 167 degrees Celsius.
While cooking, many often find themselves using iron as the most common type of cookware. The reason for this is the fact that the bottom of it is made from copper, which is a good conductor of heat, as well as spreading the heat evenly. In some cases, we find that the product is fully cooked in the middle, but not on the outsides. However, cookware with copper bottom helps reduce this. Many iron cookware products are also coated in Teflon, which is a non-stick material that helps reduce scratches on the material that are created when mixing and stirring. Iron is also said to give the food the best taste. The use of wooden spoons reduces scratches as well. Many use wooden spoons because of their versatility and the fact that they don't scratch any material that they touch. This is also the reason for baking with wooden spatulas. They don't scratch pans and are easy to clean at the end. While baking, we use aluminum and glass. Glass is the most common product, however, simply for the reason that it can withstand high temperatures better than most products can. Glass is said to be a poor conductor of heat, however, it is rather a good insulator. Glass is said to be a poor conductor because of its low thermal conductivity. However, heat stays in and glass also heats up fast, allowing the food to perhaps cook faster. Many recipes call for an electric mixer because it mixes the ingredients well throughout and thoroughly. When mixing by hand or with a spatula, oftentimes many sections of the recipe are missed, leaving the recipe not fully mixed, which could affect the final product. For this reason, it's exactly why we use electric mixers, and they are better than mixing by hand. The most important factors of baking, however, are how well the cookware conducts heat, the surface area of the cookware, as well as the material it's made out of. The material in many cases is the most important component for the reason that some metals help cook food better and others cook it more slowly. The surface area is also a major factor because the larger the surface area, usually the more time the product needs to cook.
First, we're going to put the flour into the bowl, also known as C6H10O5.
Next, we're going to add the sugar in, also known as C12H22O11.
Next, we add the baking powder, which is made up of sodium bicarbonate, sodium aluminum sulfate, acid phosphate of calcium, and starch.
Separate the egg yolks from the egg whites.
Pour in the egg whites.
The water, also known as H2O.
Next, we add the oil.
Next, using an electric mixer, mix the ingredients together on low speed until the ingredients are thoroughly mixed, also known as a homogeneous mixture.
to the pan that is coated with non-stick spray.
Now put it in the oven.
For 29 to 30 minutes.
Baking a cake, there are many chemical reactions that take place while making the cake. When the cake is cooking in the oven, radiation is sent through the oven and heats up the ingredients, which start many chemical reactions. One reaction that happens is with the baking soda. The bicarbonate produces bubbles of carbon dioxide, which cause the cake to rise. Another reaction that takes place is between the baking powder and hydrogen. When these two combine, more bubbles are created, which makes the cake softer when it is done baking. Another reaction that takes place is with the eggs. When they are cooked, they create molecular bonds with the proteins to create the structure of the cake. When the proteins and sugar combine with each other, they create a darker color of the cake. When salt is added to the cake mix, it enhances the flavor and makes the mixture of fat and sugar.
After 30 minutes, take your cake out of the oven and frost.
Your time.
Starch, protein, and
They create the